Hurt versus pain. What's the difference? Hello and welcome to English Speaking 360. My name is Josh. Today we're going to compare two words that many students misuse: hurt and pain. A few weeks ago, this happened to me. I was exercising when suddenly, which is correct? My back is hurt. My back is pain. I hurt my back, or I pain my back. Think about it. Let's start with the first one. My back is hurt? It's okay, but it's not natural. Nobody would say my back is hurt, but it's grammatically correct. My back is pain? You cannot say that. It doesn't work. I hurt my back? Ping pong! This one is right. I pain my back. This one is also not correct. But why? Today, you will learn the reason. Let's start with the most useful word, hurt. Hurt is usually used as a verb, to feel pain or to cause pain. Let's start with to feel pain, like physical pain, the body feeling pain. For example, my leg hurts. My back hurts after work. My stomach hurts. It hurts when I move my arm. These are all perfect examples of feeling pain. Now let's move on to cause pain. So causing physical pain through some kind of action. For example, I hurt my knee playing soccer. I hurt my own knee. I caused my knee to feel some pain. She hurt her wrist at the gym. Be careful, you'll hurt yourself. He hurt his back lifting the box. That happens so often. So you cause pain to yourself or to another person. You hurt yourself or you hurt another person. Let's recap very quickly here. The two most common structures with hurt are something hurts. For example, my knee hurts, or I hurt something. For example, I hurt my knee. These are the two most common structures. Remember them and try to use them as much as you can, because hurt is the most useful word when we talk about pain. One more thing to know, the past form of hurt is hurt, not hurted. You cannot say, I hurted my knee. It doesn't work. I hurt my knee is past. Okay? Remember this. So many students make this mistake. The pain can also be emotional, so you can use hurt when the pain is not physical. So for emotional pain, you can say, her words really hurt me. It hurt when he ignored me. Don't hurt his feelings. That experience still hurts. So all of these examples are for emotional pain. But hurt is not always a verb. Watch out here. Hurt can also be an adjective. It means to be injured or emotionally upset. Let's begin with injured. So physical injury, usually we use be plus hurt or get plus hurt. For example, are you hurt? Because the guy fell down the stairs. You're like, are you okay? Are you hurt? He was badly hurt in the accident. Several people got hurt. So that is something you could hear on the news. There was a big pileup on the highway. Several people got hurt. Luckily, nobody was hurt. That is also something you could hear on the news. There was a big explosion downtown, but luckily, nobody was hurt. So this is how we use hurt as an adjective. Be plus hurt or get plus hurt. And now on the emotional side. For the emotional meaning, we use a verb plus hurt. For example, I felt really hurt by what you said. I felt hurt. She seemed hurt after the argument. Seem hurt. His voice sounded hurt. He sounded hurt. Sound hurt. Don't look so hurt. I was joking. Look hurt. Let's move on to the word pain now. Pain is usually used as a noun. It is a bad feeling in your body. Ouch! That is pain. But be careful here. Pain is usually something that is used in medical context. It is serious. It is more formal than hurt. For example, I'm in pain. I'm in pain is something you say when you feel a lot of pain. She's in a lot of pain. Oh, look at her face. It looks very painful. She's in a lot of pain. It's very serious. I have pain in my lower back. This is something you would say to a doctor. I have pain in my leg when I run. Once again, you would probably say that to a doctor. So let's review here. There are two common forms with pain. Be plus in pain. You see it here in the two first examples. I'm in pain. She is in a lot of pain. Be here turns into is. She is in a lot of pain. The second common form is pain in body part. Let's look at the two other examples. I have pain in my lower back. I have pain in my leg. So pain in a certain specific body part. Many students make this mistake, and I don't want you to make it, so listen carefully. Here's the most common mistake. I have a pain in my leg. A pain. Watch out here because pain is usually uncountable. It's non-countable. You cannot count pain, so you cannot say a pain. So instead of this, which is wrong, you could say, I have pain in my leg. In this sentence, you use pain as an uncountable noun, and that is correct. But that is something you would say at a hospital. I have pain in my leg. But there's something even better you could say. The most natural sentence would be, my leg hurts. This is what people really say in real life. So if you're not at the hospital, don't talk about the pain. Just say, my leg hurts. However, sometimes we use a pain. In this case here, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. Why do we say a sharp pain? Because it is a specific pain. In that case, we use a plus an adjective plus pain. A sharp pain in my chest. Here's another example. My little brother is a pain in the You know that expression maybe. A pain in this case means an annoying person or an annoying situation. Here's one more. Taxes are a pain to deal with. In this case also, a pain to deal with because it is a specific kind of pain. It is a very annoying pain. Doctors love pain, so that's why it is very common in medical style English. You will hear that very often. Chest pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, abdominal pain, muscle pain, joint pain, knee pain, back pain. So this is what usually doctors say. Here are a few examples to help you understand more. He went to the hospital for severe chest pain. I have chronic lower back pain. Chronic means it keeps coming back. The patient reports dull joint pain. The pain is getting worse. So the pain is going up, right? The pain is getting worse. The pain comes and goes. So sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't hurt. The pain comes and goes. How painful is it? Now, when you want to say how painful it is, you should use the word pain. For example, if it's a 2 out of 10, it's mild pain. So you can say the pain is mild. 4 out of 10, moderate pain. The pain is moderate. 6 out of 10, severe pain. The pain is severe. 8 out of 10, unbearable pain. The pain is unbearable. And finally, 9 out of 10, excruciating pain. The pain is excruciating. Excruciating is a word that we don't use very often, but whenever we use it with the word pain. It means extremely, extremely painful. 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10, you die. You can also add more descriptive words here. Dull pain. Dull pain is weak pain and slow pain. For example, I feel a dull pain in my lower back. It's always there, it's very slow and it's very weak, but it's always present. It's a dull pain. A sharp pain, sudden and strong pain. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. Ah! Stabbing pain, very sharp, like a knife. She felt a stabbing pain in her side. Throbbing pain, pain that pulses or beats like your heart. Throbbing pain. I have a throbbing pain behind my eyes. That seems to be very painful. Now remember here once again, if it's a specific pain, you can say a plus adjective and pain. A dull pain, a sharp pain, a stabbing pain, a throbbing pain. Can pain be used as a verb? Yes, but it is rare and it is very formal, so I don't recommend using it. Also, one more thing, it is about emotional pain, not physical pain. The most common form that you will usually see, if you happen to see it, is it pains me to verb. For example, it pains me to say this, but you are wrong. It pains me. The pain is emotional. But once again, we don't say this very often. It pains me to see you like this. It pained him to leave his family. So pain as a verb is something you might see in books, or maybe you might hear that in movies, but it is not used in casual conversation. So try not to use pain as a verb. Let's recap quickly here. Hurt is usually used as a verb, and pain is usually used as a noun. Here's one simple rule that will really help you. If you are talking to a friend, use hurt. My hurts. My back hurts. My leg hurts. You can also use the other form. I hurt my back. I hurt my leg. However, when you're talking to a doctor, when you go to a hospital and you're talking to a doctor, you can say, I have pain in my back. I have pain in my And the other form, I have pain. I have back pain. I have joint pain. So remember this, there's a difference when you talk to a friend or someone you know and when you talk to a doctor. Good job, guys. If you need more practice, go to my website, englishspeaking360.com. You will find all my videos, plus extra explanations, plus practice activities to make sure that you understand really well. Also, check out my other videos on the right-hand side. They are very good. See you next time. Bye-bye.